Well, Fox 35 investigates fentanyl-laced vape pens.
Around the country, there have been cases of fentanyl found inside vape pens.
Can you actually get fentanyl from a vape?
Yes, you can.
So now Nixon vapes have Fetty in them. Y'all trying to take everybody out, huh?
That's what it seems like, at least.
Let's get to the intro. Yeah, welcome, my good peoples. This is your man, J Boogie Boogs, the Puerto Rock that don't stop, keeping y'all on y'all toes. When I say that, I usually bring y'all scams or a way to keep y'all avoiding a scam that's out, right? Well, in spirit of naming each one of my days on a subject, today's Tuesday. So it's gonna be called Trust Nobody Tuesday. So I could be bringing you scams that are out and people that got scammed, or maybe something like this.
They're putting fentanyl in the vape.
Excuse me?
They're putting fentanyl in the vape.
Today's a little bit of a doozy. So if you're not sub to the channel,
What's your problem?
make sure you sub to the channel. Let's get a round of applause from our Boogie squad. Also hit the hype, like, follow, and all of that good shit. All right, so back to what I was talking about. This vape situation, like, this is terrible, all right? Smoking in general is one of the worst things you could possibly do. But it's disturbing what I've been hearing and seeing more and more on the internet.
So they're putting fentanyl in the fucking vape pens now? You heard that shit right.
Fentanyl being mixed in vapes and in nicks and even in bud.
This supposed friend rolled a joint for him to smoke, and from my understanding, from what the police said, was that it was so potent, there was so much fentanyl in it that it couldn't even properly digest. So it's like he inhaled it, and then the second one, he was dead.
Now, that is extremely disturbing because even touching Fetty can knock somebody out. I'm talking about DOA, all right? So if there's any truth to these being containing fentanyl, I mean, that's crazy within itself. So we're going to watch a couple of clips. And they're not just people talking about, oh, yeah, I found Fetty in a vape. Some of these are news clips. And that's where it gets even more disturbing. So let's jump right into these videos, shall we?
A father who lost his son to a fentanyl overdose is warning other parents of the dangers of THC vapes that could be laced with the deadly drug. Channel 2's Tom Regan is live in Gwinnett County. Tom, the head of an adolescent drug treatment center, tells you the majority of children they're now seeing are hooked on those THC vaping products.
See?
Yeah, Karen, he compared it to the crack epidemic of the 1980s. Oof. This vape that I'm holding here only has CBD, but authorities say some THC vapes out there being sold legally can contain fentanyl with deadly consequences.
See? It's crazy.
Kind of kid that just has a beautiful heart. Never meets a stranger, always eager to help people.
Tommy Habib talking about his beloved son Thomas. Smart, athletic, with big dreams. He says his son struggled with substance abuse in the 11th grade but got clean. After entering college, he says he began using vapes heavily, THC vapes.
We even try to plead with him to smoke cigarettes instead of the vapes.
In July of last year, his mother walked into Thomas's room.
She went to wake him up and he had passed. The autopsy report came back, and there was fentanyl.
Tommy says his son was terrified of using fentanyl after losing friends to the drug. He says he believes his son unknowingly consumed the drug mixed into a THC vape.
That is absolutely probably the leading contender how he got fentanyl.
Absolutely probably.
In the vape.
In the vape.
We've had kids come in the past that have tested positive for fentanyl. Although the kid swears, I don't do fentanyl. I only do THC vapes.
So you simply cannot trust anybody. If these companies knowingly are putting fentanyl in their products, I mean, you're just lining people up for death, all right? I don't think that is the case. And sometimes I feel like, what if the kid started using again? It's embarrassing to tell your parents once you relapse, oh, Pops, I actually made a mistake again. So God forbid if little man wind up and then he started to use again, he could have very well died because of that. And then it didn't have anything to do with this. But then somehow it does get related because, oh, the kid wasn't using anymore. He was terrified. Yes, I've lost numerous people to fentanyl, and it's one of the worst drugs that's out there today. So again, you cannot trust anybody, even supposedly reputable companies.
Hey man, listen. Here we go again. I got something for y'all, okay? This is for all the people that smoke vapes, all right?
Listen up.
If you smoke vapes, I need you to stay here and be patient. I need you to listen to what I'm about to tell you. I know you might not care. I know you might not listen because you want to keep smoking them.
Yep.
They are putting fentanyl in y'all vapes. Do you see my face? I'm not playing.
No,
I'm not
it's
making
not
this
a
up.
joke, bro.
They are putting fentanyl in y'all vapes.
That's crazy. That's crazy work.
I think y'all know what fentanyl is. I don't have to explain what fentanyl is, okay?
Yeah, I don't think
so, if you smoke vapes, you might want to slow down and stop. Preferably stop, okay? Don't hit me with the you can't stop, it's addicting. No, you can stop. You know what fentanyl does, right? Think about it. They putting fentanyl in y'all vapes and they not going to jail. But if you sell fentanyl, you go to jail. Think about that.
Good point. So unfortunately, a lot of the kids who use these vapes and these nicks are young kids. There are people my age that do, but it's more the young kids that are really into this. So this is where it gets dangerous. And that's a very good point, because if there haven't been any arrests made, it makes me think, is this really not true and it's just really hype and media and there's really not Fetty in these products? Or is there something else going on here?
Right. So now if I test marijuana that's black market, it's immediately got fentanyl in it. I don't think young people know that these dealers are actually putting fentanyl in everything. We find it in methamphetamine, cocaine. We find fentanyl cut in with everything. So it has increased in epidemic that people don't understand.
See, that would make more sense of how the Fetty is getting into the drugs. So if you have a dealer who's actually stepping on his product with Fetty, which doesn't make any sense anyway, because if you are a dealer, right, your whole objective is to have your client coming back. So if you body your clients, then who are you making money off of? You see what I'm saying here? So it doesn't make sense like, oh, I'm going to throw some fentanyl in there and I'm going to get them more addicted. So no, Fetty shouldn't be used in Perico because they're two different highs. One will get you skyrocketed and the other one is putting you with the fiend lean. So, or it's called the Fetty fold.
Yo, hey bro, down bad, man. Y'all help me, man.
So anyway, all of this is kind of off topic, but it's not. They're really fentanyl in some of these products, and even scarier if it's in weed.
Fentanyl has been found in marijuana in 10 different states.
Word.
If you are a smoker of marijuana, I'm warning you, and I'm telling you that you need to be careful. Because a lot of times, these people that sell marijuana, they don't even know that the fentanyl is in the marijuana.
That's true.
If you are a person that is selling marijuana, I'm sure you got a person that you're getting it from.
Of course.
You don't know what they're putting in that marijuana. And you sell it to somebody.
Very true.
They pass away at your hands because they found fentanyl in the marijuana. Guess what? You are going to prison.
Yep.
I just want to warn everybody to be careful out there.
That's facts.
I know it's a lot of people that smoke. Y'all grown. Y'all do what y'all want to do. But I just want to warn y'all, be careful out here smoking marijuana. There used to be a time that you could smoke a little marijuana, have a little fun, but it's not like that no more.
That's not true.
So
You can
y'all
still
please
have fun.
share the message. I don't want nobody to end up going to prison
No.
for some fentanyl and some marijuana that they didn't even know.
Of course not.
So I'm just telling you, if you are a distributor, I'm not encouraging anybody to sell marijuana. I'm not encouraging anybody to use marijuana, but I'm encouraging you to stop if you don't want to end up in prison. If you are a smoker, I'm encouraging you to stop if you don't want to end up passing away. Y'all spread the message. Y'all be blessed.
Do I think people are going to stop smoking? No. People have been smoking bud for decades, okay? Hundreds of years at that. So, but now this whole Fetty situation is, and you have to be careful. If you do smoke, then make sure you get your bud from a reliable source, because this is happening. And it's documented in some of these cases. How I think it happens, I'm not saying that I'm experienced in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving you my thoughts of how something like this can happen, because it doesn't make sense for a dealer to put it in their product. But what can happen is if, say, somebody's using a table to break down their work and you're breaking down Fetty on that table. Now, you don't clean the table off when you're finished, and now you start bagging up bud on that same table. Do you see how the weed can get contaminated? Now, that is a very realistic situation, more than people are putting it in products to get you hooked. Because if you don't do Fetty, then Fetty will knock your socks off.
I know y'all seen the story.
Listen.
I know y'all heard the story, that little white girl, sad, sorry to her parents, sorry to her loved ones. The little girl went to the store with her friend, with her homegirl, and they bought a vape, and the vape killed her. She was in class, dead, passed out.
That's true.
Fucking vape, wrapped in plastic, in the box, sealed. She went to the store and bought this vape, cut in class, went back to school for one period class that she had to go to, went to the bathroom, and they found her dead. She overdosed off fentanyl. So this is what I'm saying. You gotta be careful. This shit's out of control. They putting it in everything. You must warn your loved ones, your friends and family, that it's not safe, man. It's not safe. Weed, vapes, Hennessy, none of it. Be careful out here.
So my man ain't all the way right. So the little girl did overdose from fentanyl being in her vape that she just bought. But thank heavens that the little girl did not die, okay? They were able to save her life. But either way you look at it, it doesn't take away the seriousness of the situation at all. There was fentanyl in a fucking vape, bro. I mean, look, the best way to negate this whole thing is stop smoking. Just stop smoking. And I'm talking to myself too, because this is one of the worst habits that I have. And I also smoke a lot of bud, but I do know where I get it from. But this is very, very dangerous. Y'all must be careful out there. Look, he's smoking, right? This just happened. Excuse me? What in the fuck are they putting in this? Yo, he's lucky that he wasn't by himself, all right? Because God knows my man could not have made it. So this is my point exactly, where I say you can't trust anybody. And forget about on Tuesdays. You can't trust anybody any day of the week. So this is a owner of a spot. So he should know where he's getting his product from, no? But God forbid something comes and it's tainted. It could be your last day on earth. So please, careful. So let's listen into what a doctor has to say about this.
Worked a rare night shift last night. 19-year-old, vaping with some friends.
19.
Probably a bad cartridge, but it had fentanyl in it.
So a lot of people think vaping is safer than other drugs, but doctors are starting to see rare cases where someone thought they were vaping nicotine or cannabis, and the cartridge was actually contaminated with fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is extremely potent, and even tiny amounts can suppress the brainstem centers that control your breathing. When a substance is inhaled through a vape device, it reaches the lungs very quickly and can enter the bloodstream within seconds. If that substance contains fentanyl, respiratory depression can happen very rapidly. Now, it's important to add context. The strongest evidence does not show a fentanyl appearing in typical regulated retail vape products. Most documented cases have involved illicit or counterfeit cartridges, which may contain unknown substances. These cartridges can become contaminated through intentional adulteration, cross-contamination during illegal drug production, or products being falsely labeled. As one of the biggest dangers is that fentanyl can't be reliably detected by taste, smell, or appearance, so someone may have no idea what they're inhaling. That's why situations like this raise serious public health concerns, especially for young people who believe they're using something that's completely different.
So if you buy a nic or a vape from a smoke shop, you want to be guaranteed that the product that you're buying is not contaminated. And thank God that the majority of the cases is not so. So it comes into play when these bootleg cartridges are made. So yes, you may save a little bit of money if you buy one of these bootleg cartridges, but you could come across a Fetty flavored vape, and that'll just be a last day on earth. So please, trust nobody. Tuesday.
Just your standard Tuesday.
So there we have our first official Trust Nobody Tuesday. Now don't take that literal, because you should not trust anybody every day of the week. I mean, not everybody, but just you have to be on point, because there's a lot of people out here trying to take advantage of you, me, and the next person. So you got to be careful when you out here in the streets. So stay up. I will continue to bring you these scams, or people getting scammed, or just things for you to be aware of, conscious of. So be good. I'll catch all of y'all in the next video. Don't forget to sub, like, hype, and all of that good shit. All right? Be easy, y'all. 1000.